Oh man, shoot. I sent these out to get done, dropped them off. It charged me 60 bucks to paint these, connected with this guy on IG. And dang it, man. I mean, look at this. Parts of it missing. You got parts dripping right there. The whole motor assembly for the mirror is painted. That's a big no-no for me. Look at this one. You can see like the little divots in it from rock chips and everything. That stuff should have been filled with filler. With that said, I will be redoing them myself. First things first, I'm gonna go ahead and take these things apart and get this old paint off. So let's get this stuff done right, man. This project needs to be perfect. Nothing less. Let's go. Right now, I'm hitting this with the 80 grit sandpaper. I assume this is where we want to get it to. So this is the bare plastic. These are, you can see the layers of the paint starting to come off here. This is kind of taking just to clear off. So this is where you want to get it. And we're just going to keep going until we get all the paint off of this. So some of these hard to reach areas, we're going to have to do them by hand. But how you get it thorough. Okay, so here's where we're at. We have finally removed the paint from all of the pieces. Our next step is going to be looking for any nicks, scratches, dings, dents in any of these three pieces, and we're going to apply some glaze filler made by Bondo. You can buy this at AutoZone or O'Reilly's. It's pretty cheap. With that, after that dries, we're going to go ahead and sand it down, starting with a 120 grit and then a 220 grit sandpaper. And after that's done, then we'll apply our 2-in-1 primer. So this is Sandable primer, so you want to make sure that it is sandable, because when you spray this on, it's going to have some bubbles in there that you want to get rid of. And then we'll be ready for our final paint. So let's get started. Alright, so it doesn't look like we're going to have to apply any filler to any of these. Now the primer does have a filler property to it because I can lay it on pretty thick, but we don't have any crazy dings or dents on these ones. The other one is definitely going to need it, but these ones are good. Alright, so we did a 220 on everything, 220 sandpaper. So I'm actually gonna also hit it with a 320 sandpaper. After we're done with that, this is what you're gonna want to use: a wax and tar remover. That removes the grease, the dust, the dirt, all of the things that you don't want on it before we apply the primer. So let's go ahead and finish these off with the 320, and then we'll clean them, and then we'll be ready for primer. Bam! We are primed, homie. Alright, so I ended up doing actually about 5-6 coats. Laid it on thick because it is a filler as well as a primer. So we made sure to really get it on there. And if you look up close, you can see the little bubbles and stuff that are in the actual primer itself. That's to be expected. Those will come out when you sand it. Final steps: universal black, Duplicolor, clear protective finish. And about 2 of these each at O'Reilly's. We are ready to finally paint these things. At least one of them. That was a whole day, and we got it done. But is it perfect? No. Is it better? In my opinion, yes. Now I might be a little bit biased because it was me that did it, but hey, I got full coverage on the part. You know what I'm saying? So all in all, the work, I learned a lot with this process. I will be getting it done professionally. All the paintwork and stuff I will get done professionally. Somebody who does really good paintwork, I have the utmost respect from. It's a lot of work to get these things done properly. So I will show you what mine came out like, and then I'll also give you my feedback as to what I learned, what I would do differently if I did these. If you plan on still doing them for yourself, these are some things that I would do to get a better outcome. Okay, so first thing, don't spray on a windy day. So this cloth here decided to fly up in the wind while I was applying the clear coat, and now you can see that there's lint all on this mug. Number 2, definitely don't want to spray in an area that is not free of dust, lint, and or any other debris. Otherwise, like this one, which is a lot worse, you will find pieces all in your paint, and that's not a good look. So make sure that you're in a closed environment with the respirator that's free of all dust, lint, and debris. And finally, number 3, you can't see it in here. Maybe you can. After you apply your primer, you definitely want to make sure that you go higher than a 220 grit sandpaper. I should have gone up to a 600 grit. When I was applying the color, you could still see some of the scratches in the paint. With the 4 or 5 coats that I've actually applied to this, you can't see them now, but just keep that in mind. You will get a much better finish, and the part will just overall just look a lot better, a lot cleaner, a lot smoother, more of a mirror finish. I mean, there's not a ton of orange peel in these. Obviously that can be taken out via wet sanding. I'm not going to do that. I do still have another mirror that needs to get painted. Being as this took a whole day, I'm going to go ahead and send these back out again to another guy I've been recommended to. I will plug him in my next video when these are completed, and then we will have these ones done up a lot better. And that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. I appreciate you guys continuing to tune in, watch Right Builds. Man, I appreciate the likes, the comments, and the subscriptions, y'all. Please continue to do so. And if you haven't already, hit that notification bell so that you can be notified when I post another video, which is every Sunday is what I'm trying to shoot for. Apologize, I didn't get one out last Sunday. Work got crazy. Obviously, this isn't my full-time thing, but we're trying to get it there. So on that note, appreciate every single one of you. Right Builds out.